So my dropshipping store did more than $1,000 in revenue in the first week of launch. So I'm going to share with you 2 tips that I learned from the last store that I shared in the last video that I implemented into this store so that I could have success. Just to show you, it does not matter the web page as much as you think it does. I'm using the Dawn, which is the default Shopify theme, to get the sales and results that I achieved. As you can see, from December 25th until January 2nd, which is current date, I've done $2,300 in sales for this site, which is roughly outside of the 7-day window. So on a 7-day period, I did $2,000, I believe, $2,100. So today we're at 2 o'clock and we've done about $200 in sales, give or take. And I want to show you what caused this spike and somewhat of a decrease, but also in higher average order value over this time period. Okay, so to show you, on December 25th is when I created the store. More like the 26th, but on the 26th, I created this store. I'm just showing you on the 26th, we didn't have any session data. Just to show you, I genuinely created it 7 days ago. On the 26th, I created the store around 4 o'clock, I'd say, and put it together in about 30 minutes. I had one product on the site and everything redirected to that product because I wanted to test products as fast as possible and see what would convert. By the end of the day, I had 5 sales, and I think the order value of the product was $34. One thing I did not like was the conversion rate. I didn't like that I kept seeing 34 sessions added to cart, but only 4 people converted. On average, you might see 2% for really good stores. Mine being 1% it's normal. You do see that, but I wanted to have a better conversion rate. I wanted to know that the product that I was selling was actually converting. So I was trying to figure out why that was. So we'll go into the next day on December 27th. On the 27th, we did $110 in sales. We had 43 sessions and 3 converted. 500 people went to the site and an average order value of $30, which was the price of the product. On the 28th, this is the last day before I believe I made a decision. We had 3 sales, 37 add to carts, 300 people on the store. And at this point, I don't like the results that I'm getting. Although I'm getting sales, I don't like that I'm spending, ads for the whole day, but I'm only getting them in as, not frequent enough. So you have to understand a few things before I go into the 29th. At this point, I'm trying to understand why I don't have more sales. I'm trying to understand how I can better optimize. If people are adding to cart, why is it that they're falling off from add to cart to reach checkout to sessions converted? So this takes me into the first tip that I will give you. In quarter 4, you have to be very careful of how you price your product, because a lot of people are competing for ad space. Not only are they competing for ad space, but they're also competing heavily for volume and pricing, because during these sales, these months where sales are large, you're going to have lower price points for your products, but they're doing higher volume. So you being a dropshipping store coming in without a brand, without any credibility, trying to price your product higher than the competitors, but also trying to compete with them in ad space, you're going to lose and you'll end up with lower amounts of sales. So that's number 1. Understanding what a competitive pricing point for your product is in the market, and if they're willing to spend on that. So yes, there were people that were willing to spend the $34, but not as much as I knew I should be getting. So the last day before I made major changes was the 29th. The 29th of December, we did $100 in sales. And at this point, it's just itching. Like, I know I should be making more money. I know that I have a good product that sells. I just need to find a better price point. I know that the web page isn't a problem, because when I look at other products and other people's web pages for a similar product, it's not that they have more information. Maybe they have a better brand, better credibility, and they have more presence in that space, but it's not that the product or the web page is the problem. So on the 30th, what I did was I added more products to my site to make it look more legitimate based on the products that were in the same niche. I priced more competitive. So yes, my profit margins did lower significantly, but I increased in volume. So those changes took me into the 30th, which was the biggest day I've had thus far in this 7-day period. So on December 30th, we did $826 in sales. Now, a large chunk of that was one particular order, which was about $370 odd. So if you subtract that, that puts us in the 400 ballpark. With that, $400 in sales still is a large difference between the $100 that we were doing daily. Now, On top of that, if you remember, the average order value for my orders was the price of the product, which was $30, give or take, $34. The average order value after changing my product price to a lower price point became $60. So it doubled in my average order value simply because I changed and lowered my pricing. The customers felt that they were getting a better deal, and because of that, they purchased more. So you took a price point where people feel like they're getting a better deal, they purchase more and spend more, versus if they feel that they're getting one thing for a higher price point, they'll just buy that one thing. Remember what I said, I didn't like how my sessions from add to cart to sessions converted, I didn't like the percentage rate. So from 33 sessions now, which is roughly about the same that we got on the other days, to 13 sessions converted, which is more than 4 times as much as we were getting originally. So 2.5% conversion rate. That is more like something that I want to achieve. That takes us into the 31st, where we did $500 in sales. So essentially, if you take off that high order where someone ordered $300 some odd dollars worth of inventory, you now have a 500, which is more like what I was expecting. Again, 52 add to carts, 14 sessions converted, a better number, and a slightly higher order value than the $30 or $29.99, given, again, a lower price point and 14 orders rather than the 3 to 5 that we were typically seeing on the site. Yesterday, I believe because it was New Year's, we had a lower day. So on January 1st, 2025, we did $282 in sales, which isn't bad when I really consider it, considering the days before we were doing significantly lower. The add to cart to sessions converted ratio, I don't like in this particular day, but I do believe that had a lot to do with New Year's, which was yesterday. So a little under $300 in sales. And then today we are at $220, and we're barely halfway through. And the way that I'm doing ads, I'm scaling, surf scaling essentially. So at any given time, if I see multiple sales in a particular product, then I'll ramp up that particular budget for that product. So again, not bad. And then the conversion rate is closer to 2%, which I like. That is something that I aim for my sites. So again, that is what I do for my site. You have to understand a few things. So I said there were 2 points that I wanted to make in this video. The first is product pricing, split testing different product prices in comparison to your competitors and what works for your site. That way you can have a higher conversion rate, especially if people are clicking on the links. That means they're interested in the product. Now you just need to sell them on the price point that you have so that they can see it's worth it or not, right? Number 2, in order for you to succeed in dropshipping, you have to change your mindset. That is the most important thing, but not in the way that you think. It's not, I can do it. I'm saying it in the sense of majority of people that go into dropshipping, they want to say, I made $1,000 this day. I did $10,000. I did $100,000. My site did $1 million. Slow down. Please slow down. I mean that wholeheartedly. Slow down. Go 0 to 1, not 0 to 10,000, not 0 to 1,000. You haven't gotten one sale yet, and you're talking about a $10,000 day, $100,000 day. Get one sale. Please, one sale. 0 to 1. It's a book by Peter Thiel, and it can be applied to anything. But in this context, I'm talking about get your first sale. Sell that product one time. You can look at a lot of things when that happens. What ad engaged with that user or that customer? What ad copy? In comparison to the other videos, how did this ad perform in add to carts? How did this ad perform in click-through rate? Now you can recreate videos like that. With that product, is the landing page good? Is the pricing point of the product good? You can narrow down on different points and improve it when you just focus on one. So stop focusing on $10,000, focus on $1. Get your first dollar, get your first sale, make improvements on that, and do that 10 times. Now that you've done that 10 times, you'll gather new information, new data, new things that you can learn about your store, about your business, about the things that you've gathered for that product / your store. Then you can do that 10 times again. Now you're at 100 sales. 100 sales on a product price that can be $20, $30. You're making good money now, but just get the first sale, 0 to 1. So those are my 2 tips. First, product pricing, making sure that you test competitively, or you have good reasoning and persuasion in your landing page to advocate for the price that you're setting. And number 2, 0 to 1. Get your first sale, learn from that, do that again, do that again. Now you've done it 10 times. Now do that again, 0 to 1. Change your mindset, focus on getting that first sale, and understand what can be done to do that multiple times. So that's all. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope that there was transparency and value in the content that I provided. And if you want / have questions, please drop them in the comment section or hit me up on Instagram. You'll see it right here. And that is all. We'll see you in the next video.